Recording. So thank you so much to PJ and Ura who are joining us today. So I have asked these guys to join us because they have such a wealth of experience in growing their doTERRA business. They're diamonds going on Blue Diamond, and they are just rock stars in this business. And I know that you guys have got one of the highest rates of LRP uptake on enrollment. So for this 25-day bold request challenge, where I'm giving my team the benefit of a lot of people's insight in how to make those bold requests in enrollment and LRP and wellness consults, I'd love to get your experience in how you go about your classes and your sessions that can really strategize a high LRP uptake. If you could share with us, would be so appreciated.
Sure.
Thanks, Chantal.
Well, the journey of LRP was a little interesting, certainly from my perspective. I began the journey with doTERRA, with Vanessa, and was pretty much taught right off the bat, get them on LRP as quickly as you can. And not that blunt, but effectively that was the message. And after I had a little bit of time to watch the business and see how things were done in the business, I could see very clearly that loyalty rewards was the only way to move forward in your business. A reluctance or a fear to offer the LRP would actually work against me building, and it would result in a lot of backtracking and double handling, following up, and then that stupid dance that you do. Some people close down, they don't like being followed up, and blah, blah, blah. It gets, it becomes much more complex than it needs to become, and it only becomes complex because of what exists inside our hearts. I got very, very clearly from the very, very beginning that assisting them on to loyalty rewards gave them many more benefits than not being on loyalty rewards. And I think primarily because I spent 6 months just sitting there on Vanessa's front line doing nothing. So I had time to watch and observe and see what would happen. I also had my own life to reflect on when I wasn't getting any benefit just for being in the system. And once I got onto loyalty rewards, very, very quickly, the benefits came through. So we came to Rose and Jasmine in the promo in June, I think, or July it might have been.
Of last year, you mean?
Yeah, and
15?
that required everyone.
15.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a year before last now. And there was an element of enrolment with that promo, but also I decided to move forward very quickly and offer loyalty rewards straight up, because I could see that this would save me, again, a lot of time and a lot of mucking around. That promo was really interesting because I do love Rose and Jasmine.
Yes.
But what was really interesting is that promo actually created me silver.
Wow.
Yeah, because 2 months later, 8 weeks later, I was silver.
Wow.
So I just went out hammer and tong. I loved promo, thought it was amazing. I really wanted Rose and Jasmine. I just went out, all out, bit the bullet and did it. And with the intention of getting Rose and Jasmine, not ranking, I didn't understand the ranks. It was actually the momentum or the energy that was created as a result of that actually catalysed us to silver.
Wow.
At this point, Ura wasn't quite in the business. So
I was in part-time.
You were full-time, having a salary with another role, right?
Yeah.
And came to October and he was dabbling in his coaching business, and then came to the February, we went on an incentive trip to New Zealand as a result of that promo. Who knew? I didn't. And it was just the genius behind the marketing in doTERRA that suddenly we found ourselves on the incentive trip as well. And the incentive trip was based on enrolments. So on that incentive group, Ura decided to come on full-time and join me and let go of his corporate career and come fully into dōTERRA, which was really huge. So then he had his own journey with LRP. Do you want to explain what happened when you entered?
Sure. So I guess for me, early on, I didn't feel comfortable asking in the class or right away on enrolment. And we had adopted the practice of doing wellness consults, and so in my head, I was going to get to enrolling them on LRP when we got to doing the wellness consult.
Which is a great idea.
Yeah, look, which is not a bad way to do it. But the other thing that was going on for me was when I was even enrolling, I would be in their head instead of my head or my heart, and I had a massive learning that I know that dōTERRA is the right thing for every person on this planet. I know that innately. I believe that completely. My heart knows it. My head knows it. But when I was in front of somebody, I'd be reading their body language. I'd be reading their vibe. I'd be in their head wondering what fears they might have. I'd be worried about spending their money. And one day I was talking to somebody on the phone, and PJ kind of was listening to me go through it. And when I got off the phone, we had a chat. And
I used it as a coaching endeavour.
Let me finish. Let me finish. You can tell your version after I've told mine. So she helped me to see that I need to tell them what to do, because I'm the one who's got the belief. I'm the one who knows who and what dōTERRA are, to a phenomenal degree. I believe they're one of the most conscious companies on the planet, So why do I not give them that gift? Why do I not stand in my belief and just tell them, look, here's what you need to do, because it's one of the most conscious companies on the planet, so enroll. And then we come to LRP, and it's the same thing. It's the same principle. Don't be in your own head worrying about can they fit it into their budget. Do all of us who are doing the business, do we believe in the LRP? Have we seen its benefits? Have we had income from being in it? Have we had, when you get as deep into the business as you are, Chantel, and as we are, we've seen those situations where we're building our two strings of people, and you get somebody down the bottom who starts to share madly, and the volume goes straight up the tree, and everybody is suddenly elite and earning some commissions and very quickly getting their alls for free. Yeah. So there is no reason for us not to have our belief and to share our belief. And so when we come from that place, it's a different conversation, and they feel our belief, because when they're in the class and they're interacting with us, they don't know whether to trust this or not. They might know us, and certainly we get pretty much now 100% strike rate on people that know us. We don't get 100% strike rate when we're doing somebody else's class and the people don't know us, because there's not that same level of trust. But with people who know us, we get 100% strike rate on LRP. And I did the numbers on the Fiji incentive on the table when you divide the
another incentive trick that we ran.
Yeah.
You divide the number of points that each person will earn by the enrolments. It's kind of a quasi indicator as to how good people were at LRP. And I only calculated the top 50 people, but we were number 2 in the top 50 for points earned per enrolment, and that's LRP. So
fantastic. Yeah, great.
There's a few tips that I can share.
Wonderful.
One of the things that Vanessa taught me was never say LRP to somebody new, because it's LRP, PLR, SR, SNF, Q to P. it means jack all to them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
in order to make sure that it lands in their hearts, and it won't initially, because it's really complex. It took the CFO here many months to wrap his head around elements of this business. It is really complex. The thing is, we can really overcomplicate it much more than it needs to be. Our auto ship, if you like, is known as loyalty rewards. So I always call it loyalty rewards to a new person. Never LRP. It's jargon, and it alienates and shuts people down, because it sounds like, oh, well, we just do the LRP, and people feel a little intimidated, and they kind of feel like they're not in the inner circle. They don't know what you know, and it immediately brings up distrust.
Yeah.
So forever, you always refer to the loyalty rewards program as loyalty rewards. Say it and spell it out. That discipline really works in your favour, because people go, oh, so what is a loyalty rewards? And even as they're asking it, it's like, oh, well, that's pretty obvious. It's a loyalty reward. Okay, let's move through it. Now, the other thing is, and Ura alluded to this, is being in their heads.
Yes.
You can't be in a situation where you're in their head. And I think most of us feel uncomfortable about selling oils. What I tell my team is, if you're selling oils, you're in the wrong game, and dōTERRA isn't about selling. So straight away, you can remove that objection and step through that, because we don't sell in dōTERRA. And we don't do the upsell. We don't do the, would you like fries with that? And the loyalty rewards, for a lot of people, they misunderstand the concept, and they think, okay, I'm going to do this business from home, and now I have to get everyone on loyalty rewards. And right there, they're already not enough. Already they're thinking, I'm not enough. I'm not getting my people to do stuff. Therefore, this isn't working. Again, remove that objection. It's nonsense. The loyalty rewards program is the only program that allows you to get your product free. It is the only way. So if people can't afford their loyalty, when I get people ringing me saying, I need to, my girlfriend needs a help. She's decided the loyalty rewards is just too expensive, and she's decided to run it back. It breaks my heart, because if she can't afford the LRP, she needs to be on it.
Yes, it works that way.
Of being on it is that the loyalty rewards makes itself redundant. The payment makes itself redundant. It's the only way that you can get commission and bonuses. It's the only way you can get your points. And the small little aspect, it is the only way you can get your shipping free. You can't get your shipping free any other way in dōTERRA. So you think, okay, well, it's $9.95, big deal. Well, that's 10 points. 10 points is an on-guard cleaner. 10 points is an on-guard toothpaste. Two things that if you have in your house, you can never live without again. Suddenly, your mind and your heart starts to expand. Wow, there's more than frankincense and white fur. There's actually cleaning goods, toothpaste. I can use it for my dishwashing, my floors. I can use my body wash, my hair gel, blah, 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 blah. And it goes on. The only way to access the benefit of dōTERRA, and the only way to get your product covered, is to be on the loyalty rewards. So at a simple level, I understand that, because I've been doing this. Why do I have so much trouble with it? And it's because we're afraid of saying, would you like fries with that? That whole upsell, 1980s, 1990s, done to death. And corporations really did siphon goodwill that way. We all know what it is when the little girl says, and would you like fries with that? No, I've asked you for what I want. Thank you very much. Let's leave it at that. And what we found is with the wellness consults as well, that they're great, because they are really using your live guides, as most of you probably have. They're an amazing way to develop trust and connection, and they can see how to budget their wish list here on the loyalty rewards. However, I'm just going to move this cat.
Got a cat that likes to get between us and the camera.
Likes to cleanse my aura while I'm getting electromagnets. She's so cute. When we the wellness consult is a wonderful tool, but again, what we find is busy lives, not just us, them as well. Coming back to that wellness consult, people aren't really placing the importance on it. They don't see that as necessary until they come a cropper with their back office, or until they understand that they haven't opened all the oils or whatnot. So the wellness consult was an avenue to create the loyalty rewards. The avenue to loyalty rewards is us, understanding that how can I best serve this person in front of me? So what I do is at the end of the class, I go through the class sheet, which I just happen to have here. I'm not that organised, but there you go.
There you go.
And the sheet actually steps it out for you. So if you follow the sheet and you're sitting down in a consult and you say to them at the end of the class or at the end of the one-on-one, so they've decided, no, that's going in a different direction.
Okay.
Thank you. They decided that they want the kit. Pop the kit down here, and you've got the other things that they would love. So I create a wish list here through the class, and we just talk about a wish list because it's very non-threatening. It means sometime in the future this would be what my heart would love, but I know I might get a freak if I spend $50 on a 15ml bottle of oil. And then we go down here and it says, step 3, an optional loyalty rewards program. These are the items that I would like, the day of the month that I would like to ship to, and so forth. And then you can say to her, did you know that if we set up this loyalty rewards today, from today, the shipping that you're going to pay will go towards free print? Would you like that? There's only 2 answers.
Yes.
Yes or no.
Yeah.
And 99% of people, I say, who would love to pay for their shipping? And it's a general blank not.
Yeah, let's not do that.
So I move them into the idea of getting their shipping back that can support them with their love of these oils. And that has been phenomenal at getting people a sense of urgency. Now they can say, I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. And then I check, and I'm not cheeky, but I'm honest. And I say, so you're happy to pay for your shipping? You won't get that back. Can I cancel the loyalty rewards? Yeah, of course. But this way, you'll actually have points at the end of 60 days, which you can dip into any time you like. Oh, no, I like that idea. That's a much better idea. Because it's a much better idea.
That's right.
I'm just saying the truth. There is a bit of faith and a little bit of trust, and you need to be able to connect with that person emotionally. You need to be able to show your light. They need to be able to see your light. Instantly, there needs to be that rapport there. And that comes from asking lots of questions and finding out on this one their top 3 health concerns, which they can complete here. When they can see that you're actively listening and you know solutions that can work, show her the Modern Essentials app, go through that. Look at all the oils. Oh, my God. And it's like, that's okay. We can just spit those out. And when we do this little list, say in a wellness consult, you can see how it's all spread out over that 3-month period. I don't want you to spend $700. I know you want to spend $700 today, but I don't want you to spend $700 today. What would work for you is just the amount of people that we've suggested not to go for the oil sharing kit is phenomenal.
Really?
I would much rather see someone go on Home Essentials kit and the loyalty rewards than just do the oil sharing or even the diamond kit and not have a loyalty rewards because they're still struggling how on earth they're going to work through this.
Yes. Yeah.
And can I just re-emphasise something that PJ said there, which I think is absolutely the magic of how we get people on LRP, and PJ's particularly good at it, I have to say, it is that wish list piece. So there's when PJ talks to somebody about a wish list, okay, so these are your health concerns, let's look at what your wish list is. they understand that a wish list is not an order. They understand there's a difference. And so that they have a free-rolling conversation. Well, all right, if I'm going to talk about a wish list, it's this, and it's this, and I probably want that, and, you know. And so you end up with things, you know. And it's a free-rolling conversation, and there isn't that fear in the eyes that you see when they think that that their words are going to be turned into an order, and they're going to have to pay for it all. And so they have a free-rolling conversation with you, and through that, trust is built up. And so by the time it comes to, well, you know, what would you actually like to put into your LRP then? Or you can best talk about that step, I guess, that, you know, that you've created that trust. Yes. And they haven't had that resistance that you see when you see the fear in the eyes to even talk or utter a word or to just kind of hunker down and look at their toes.
dōTERRA's been really clever because they've used an existing system that exists in other businesses. I won't mention names, but you all know who they are. And those businesses do auto ships, and those auto ships have absolutely screwed some people over because they haven't been utilised the way that they're intended, actually. So it's not so much his fault, it's a lack of skill in terms of how to make those auto ships. Now, anyone who's in dōTERRA longer than 3 months, the stats show, if they're in loyalty rewards longer than 3 months, the chances are they stay. The retention rate goes from 67 up to 90.
Wow.
So it's really important to even sit there and say, look, do you want to just give it 3 months? We'll just do this journey for 3 months and see how you feel at the end. You can cancel it. I know for a fact that when we get to the end of this little bottle, we kind of tend to panic. And when that drains, we're going to go and get more. There are a percentage of people in the world who don't respond to the oils. Okay, can't help that. But the large majority of people who get to the bottom of that oil go, oh no, I need more. And that is the saviour.
Yes.
The oil.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Which we call loyalty rewards. So it's a really cool thing. I find that not offering this is a massive disservice and is actually really neglectful and selfish. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you are not offering a loyalty rewards program, it's because, or if you're not getting take up of the loyalty rewards program, it's because at a very deep level, you're having some issue with it. Asking people for more money, doing the fries with that, not understanding the product or looking like an idiot. And that's why you take your Modern Essentials app with you wherever, so that you're not a walking almanac. You don't need to be a walking almanac.
Yeah, that's right.
We've got people who've gone Premier in 50 days. They don't know anything. They live 2 states, and I mean that with love, 2 states away and over 60, right? She's gone Premier in 50 days.
Great.
And she doesn't know anything, but she can see that this is a system that's designed to help people. Now, we're at the stage where we will say to people, and it will depend on the person and the relationship, but we will say to them, we will help you get your oils free. Are you open to that? All of your products. Everything that you would buy at Terry White and Big W, you will get free. Yeah. And they'll be like, what? Well, that's how it works. Oh, yeah, right. And to the day that happened with quite a few people in that line of people that we have in Melbourne, everybody went at the 12th week. So that's the 3 months. And that was pure faith. And what is so, I mean, it was a bit of a risk, I will say, but we are both entrepreneurs. We're both risk takers. So it was a calculated risk.
And we also look at it will require some, it might require some cooperation from you to have a class or, you know.
Yeah, there are some mitigating factors there for sure.
Yes.
But say to them, are you up for that? Yes. Well, do you want to come on the ride with us? Yes. That would be awesome. Let's at least try and get your product free as soon as we can. And generally that's about 12 weeks. Once they see that we're good for our word, it's not us, it's the system that does it.
Yes.
It delivers, and way to go. Now, there are some people who go, no, I don't want to, you know, I'm happy with my lavender home essentials kit and that's all it's going to be for me. And we match that energy and we're totally respectful of that. We'll never, ever push or cajole someone who really doesn't see it for what it is.
No. But we do make strong recommendations. You know, we believe in it, so we recommend it strongly. And you know, on our own personal enrolments, where there is the trust, like I said, you know, we pretty much get 100%. You know, every second or third month we might get one person who says.
But even that lady Victoria, she didn't know me from before then.
No,
she just found me on Facebook.
Yeah.
So
wow,
and on premiere in 12 weeks. It's amazing.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. That is great. You guys have shared so much wisdom in this chat. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to share? Is there any other last little diamond insights that you have?
Really work on what's going on inside you. Pay attention to the little charge that you get in your heart. What fear lies there? Because it's only your ego that's suffering. And this is soul work. So in order to provide natural solutions to people, we need to come at it from a place of love and a place of service. If you're sincerely serving people, you need to put them on the loyalty rewards. There is no other way.
Yeah.
And one last thing from me. I wrote a little piece recently about the importance of belief and you know, what is it that differentiates the people that get to Diamond, which is a teeny percentage of the population, and
the dōTERRA population.
And it's about belief. And you know, we all have belief in the product very quickly, and you pretty quickly form belief in the company. And the difference is actually being prepared to stand in that belief when somebody says no to you.
Mm.
So our job is to stay in our belief. And if somebody says no, there may be a valid reason, but don't be bumped out of your belief is the point, you know. So if somebody says no to me, and I feel that they haven't got it yet, or they're coming from fear, I'll name that, you know, because I know I'm that strong in my belief now, and I won't be bumped out of my belief. So just because somebody says no, and because that can be a confronting experience, I just come back and say, well, do I believe that I should stop now, or do I believe that I should keep going? And I normally believe that I should keep going. So belief.
Yes. Absolutely. Just any insights for people to work on their own self-belief, to do that digging further? Is the mirror is the world around them, or how can they delve deeper?
Definitely. You know, I see a lot of people, not so much in my team, but other teams saying, oh, I can't get anyone on LRB. And that is their reality. And that's okay. The problem with not getting people on loyalty rewards is you have to do that work again the following month. If you're wanting, most of us are wanting to rank, not because we want the money. We don't do this for the money. We're wanting to rank because we have dreams and we have visions, and the money will help that come to pass. Just like many of the leadership team in dōTERRA, we've all got genuine dreams for a better world, different ways. And I feel that the comment, I can't get anyone on loyalty rewards, is a reality, but it's not the reality, because you only have to look around and see there are a lot of people who are able to do this. So they're doing it and I'm not. That's giving me something to look at within. And if I look at it within, what is it that I really doubt? Now, if you're using the system, doing the system, using the auto ship, etc., and you're gaining from that, what makes you think that someone else wouldn't gain equally or more than you do? Who would need it more? So it's about having the honest conversation. I know that when I look down my tree and I see lots of people in my tree without the little swells around them, that there's work to do. When I see someone wanting, as I mentioned earlier, if I see someone wanting to shut down their LRP, that's actually a cry for help. And I actually said this in my business training. That's a cry for help. That means, or the classic, I've got enough oils now, I need to shut it down. She hasn't seen the benefit and someone needs to point it out to her. Now there is a bit of a lead a horse to water and so forth. But if this is happening consistently, it means that these people's needs, they just haven't seen the light. Another thing around the no, a lot of people don't actually know what they're saying no to. They think they know what doTERRA is. So they think they're saying no to that. They don't know what it is, because if they did, they'd say yes. And that's why we're in. So it is okay to challenge without confronting. It's okay to challenge the no. And say, okay, so, all right, no problem. You've got your form now. Yep, great, Sally, thank you so much. So lovely to meet you. And I just want to double check. You definitely are happy to pay for your shipping. How many times have I said that?
Every time.
And what I do is I'm not being cheeky. I'm sincerely checking to see if that is truly what she's just told me to do. Look, I love the idea of getting the product. Oh, actually, PJ, you know what? Let's just do it. How many people have done that?
A lot, really.
So it's no as a bit of a boundary. And if you just flirt with that a little bit and just check, is this really what you're saying to me? You're really saying to me you would prefer to pay $20 in postage, or you can have 20 points later. And you can have that from today. You don't have to wait or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's always a really good idea to they've said, you've heard no once, respect that and honour that, keep moving forward. She says, no, I'm definitely getting paid on the 20th and I'm so doing this. So guess what? You've created that little wish list here.
Yes.
She goes home with this. Her husband looks at the catalogue or the live guide or whatever, or hears her discussion about the day, and he goes, honey, I think you should get that. The amount of times people have rung me and said they're ready to go because I've had this discussion with them just on the wish list. And there's generally an enrolment right behind that, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it might take 5, 10, 15, but they always enroll. They always come back.
Yeah.
The no very often is just a conditioned response, and it's driven by their fear. And our job is to get them out of their fear and just share our belief and get them to a place of comfort. And if they can make a decision from a place of comfort, it'll generally be yes, because it's a good decision to make, as we all know.
It is probably the best thing you could ever make. And the only mistake you can make in dōTERRA is if you quit.
Yeah. The thing I'd say about the self-belief, Chantal, is, there are lots of avenues to develop self-belief. Most of them are hard work and take a long time. I've done a lot of men's work over a lot of years, and it takes a while to do that work. But what I would say in the early stages is you don't need the self-belief. Just come back to, do I believe in the product? Do I believe that the owners of dōTERRA are absolute earth angels who are not screwing anybody over? And have I experienced that there's benefits in being in this thing and being on the LRP myself? And if the answer to all those things is yes, then stand in that and don't be bumped out of it. Yeah. So you don't need to believe in yourself. Believe in dōTERRA, believe in the products, believe in the LRP, which we've got wonderful experience of, and just stand in that and just maintain awareness of your own inner dialogue when you're talking to people and when you're at the end of the class or whatever, and just recognise if you're being bumped into your own fear and out of your belief, and then go, all right, no, that's fear. Let me come back to my belief.
Yes.
And we can ride on all of those beliefs as we build our self-belief.
That's beautifully said. Thank you. Thanks, Ura. That's wonderful. I know a lot of people will resonate with that. Thank you so much, both of you, for your time, and you're just absolutely natural and wholehearted human beings. I just want to sort of reach in and just hug you. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. We're here to serve, and this is a soul calling. It's bigger than even money. And in this game, the money becomes redundant, and the abundance comes instead. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for the opportunity to share.
Yeah, thank you so much, and have a gorgeous day. I look forward to seeing you both in Fiji very soon.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys. I'll see you again really soon. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.